waiting to share with you his experience and introduce himself. This man is an absolute, the word I like to use, a beast in the Forex industry. This guy's created so much energy in that field, helped so many people around the world benefit from the Forex industry, helped so many people get from nothing to what they've been dreaming about, helped more than 200 people get $200,000 plus of traded funded accounts, which is absolutely incredible. It's mind-blowing what this gentleman has done, and we have one of the best here today going to be giving us an introductory lesson for Alpha Heights trading. So guys, hold on to your seats. Now, just before I start, I want everyone to understand one thing. You want to grab a pen, you want to grab some paper. I know we didn't mention this on the group chats, but you want to grab some pen and paper because you want to understand why this industry is as large as it is and why these companies today that you're seeing on the screen is going to literally take over the market. So guys, plug in as soon as possible. Grab your pen, grab your papers. If you haven't told your team members to be plugged into today's call, you need to get them jump started into this call as soon as possible. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on this gentleman. He's done some incredible work, and you guys are going to see why this gentleman is such a big name in this industry today. So without further ado, I want to welcome to you Mr. Saladin Shangama to the call, and the stage is now yours. Let's give a huge welcome, guys. Put it on the chat box. Give a huge welcome to Mr. Saladin.
Thank you very much. Actually, I really appreciate it. Welcome ICX, welcome Alpha Heights members. I'm really excited. I'm very honored to actually be on this call today. I've heard a lot about you guys. You guys are bringing the energy. You guys are bringing so much excitement as well. And I know you guys are really excited about the trading and where you're going as well in terms of in the future and everything. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm going to introduce myself a bit, and then we're going to get into the slides as well. So thank you very much, Maxwell. Welcome everyone. Thank you, guys. So one, of course, I'm from Tanzania as well. I saw some people in the chat saying they're from Tanzania. So
recording in progress.
Everyone. And hello to my people as well. If you speak Swahili as well, from Kenya as well. So a bit about me. I had a normal life, in terms of growing up and everything like that. Thanks. Appreciate it about the hairstyle. In terms of growing up, everything, I live in the UK. My parents came from Tanzania actually in the 70s. So they came from Tanzania to the UK, and my dad, he actually ended up working in the hospital, while my mom, she used to work in like a school. So they did the best that they could for me in terms of they really did give me a really good life. I'm really grateful for that, and they really they set me up to win. Now, I went to school, went to uni, etc., and everything. But then, just as I was leaving college and university, just before I was about to go to university, somebody handed me this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I always had dreams of being, successful. I always had dreams of, becoming, like a millionaire, becoming, really successful, wealthy, and taking care of my family. But when I got handed that book, it changed my perspective. Put it in the group if you've ever read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. That in the chat. That book actually helped me a lot. It helped expand my mind and understand business from a different view, and understand the educational system and why that system was setting me up to be an employee and work for someone else, whereas a business or just thinking outside the box was allowing me to actually, take control of my own destiny and my own finances and my own success. So I then got into trading. I heard about trading around 2015, and I'll tell you what really interested me about trading, because at that time, nowadays you can go online, you can find so much online. YouTube, you can find so much online in terms of you can just Google it, and there's social media's pushing trading so much. But around the time that I found it, I actually didn't know what trading was at all. In fact, I thought you had to be a banker. You had to know somebody that works in a bank. That was the only way that you could get into trading. Okay, that's what I initially thought. But then I realized that actually there is a way for normal people like me and you to actually get into trading. So with that being said, I remember I would go to many different seminars. I would join loads of different types of webinars as well. And at one of these seminars, there was a gentleman talking about trading. And I actually had a gentleman next to me that kind of told me, yeah, trading is the way forward if you want to learn how to, make money for yourself online. So I thought, okay, let me get into this. Let me try to understand it a bit. So I did like what everyone else does. I went online, looked at everything that I could find, YouTube, Google, different types of places. I was looking all over the place. And that was one of the worst things I could have done. Why? Because I didn't have no guidance. I literally was just trying to pick pieces of a puzzle from different places and try and put something together. And what I've learned over time as well is that when it comes to trading, you need to start from a certain point and work your way towards another point, because that's the best way you're going to learn. And that's the best way that you're going to eliminate mistakes. So I did that and I thought I knew what I was doing. The second thing that I did was wrong, which was trying to trade straight away, even though I had no strategy. I was literally trading based on feelings. I would look at the chart and think, okay, it's going up. I would see something on the news and think, let me just buy it because this said this and that news presenter said that. And I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. And in my early stages of actually learning how to trade, I will be honest with you, I want to be very transparent with you guys. I actually gave up many times. I was like, you know what, maybe this is not for me, because I blew so many accounts. Blowing accounts is when you actually lose all your money. Okay, and that's one of the risks of trading. So I lost money and then I would give up and I'd think, let me try something else. But in the back of my mind, I knew, since I'd gone to that seminar, and I knew in the back of my mind, if that guy can do it, then I can definitely do it. But what is missing? What is it that I'm really missing out on? Is it me or is it the market? And I couldn't blame the market, even though I tried to do that so many times. I knew that it wasn't the market, because the market was paying somebody else. Why couldn't it be me? So as I learn, that's when I actually started to get myself into a position where I was learning from my mistakes. And I got to a good point, I'd say an all right point, but there was still that feeling in me where I felt like there was something being hidden from me. And some of you guys probably that are trading already probably feel like that. You feel like you understand it, but there's something being hidden from you. And I was right to think this, because some years later, I actually met a gentleman that wasn't on social media. In fact, I got lucky to meet him, right? I got very, very lucky to meet him. And he's not somebody, he was a family man, much, much older than me. Like I said, I got lucky, and he taught me the ways of trading like institutions. And when he started to teach me those ways and tell me what happens in the market, how the markets have been manipulated, that's when I started to understand that, okay, you know what, there is a way to do this. However, you just have to be smart about it, right? So once I started to understand that, that's when I started to have success. And we'll be speaking about this later, around that time, there wasn't any prop firms or anything like that. I had to build my account up month by month and lose a bit of money, but build it up slowly over the last several years until I got to a point where I was actually, I had built my account up to a large amount, and I was actually was able to financially set myself free. And that's when, the chains came off, and I was just felt like, I finally achieved something. Okay. So one thing that I want to mention first of all, okay, so that's just a little bit about me, but now we're going to get into what I actually want to teach you guys. So first thing I want to mention is that I'm exclusively working with ICX and Alpha Heights as well, in terms of helping you guys understand trading. I love to actually teach, and the way I can come across harsh sometimes and quite blunt, but that's only because when I was learning, I made so many mistakes that I wish I'd actually seen from earlier. And I wish I'd actually understood, okay, if I'd done this, this would have been much, much easier. If I'd done this, I wouldn't have lost this much money. If I just had someone just shake me and be like, stop doing this, it needs to be like that, then I would have actually been able to prosper much quicker and actually have more success. They say if you want to learn and get somewhere quicker, you need to follow somebody that's been in that direction before. And you just follow the footprints and you follow the steps that you see of successful people. So that's all I did. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to kind of mention. Now, I'm going to quickly go into the slides that I've prepared. Okay, and this is the part where you guys actually want to take some notes. Okay, now Alpha Heights Trading is the academy that we've put together, okay, to be able to teach people the right way to trade, the institutional way to trade. Okay, now, like I said, I've already given a bit of introduction about myself in terms of teaching, and I've spoken at different events as well. I was able to get to a stage where I was able to me myself speak at different events. And the only difference between me and you is the effort, the work, the belief I had in myself, and also the time. Okay, so if you guys believe in yourself and you actually work hard as well, you can get to that point as well. And we know that you guys are enjoying the ROI system that has been set up, but this academy, what it's about to do is about to teach you how that money is being made and how you can actually make that money for yourself. I'm going to break this down in a very story type format. So follow me as we go through these slides. Now, the first thing I want to say, again, I can come across harsh sometimes, but I just want to I don't want to set you guys up to fail. I wish somebody had told me the truth from the beginning. I remember hearing something and it was so profound. It was a quote, and I believe Les Brown said it. He said, people are not successful because they aim too high. It's because they aim too low and hit. So what I mean by that is I want you guys to have the right expectations. If your expectations are too high, you're going to burn out and then you're going to quit. Okay, and we're going to go into why so many people, they kind of lose in this industry and why so many people fail in this industry. But I want to come to you with transparency and say no gimmicks, because what I'm here to talk to you about is there's no room for hope in trading. We follow a strict, proven trading system. And I want you guys to really drill this into your head. Strict, proven trading system. I told you guys when I started trading, when I first learned how to trade, I was just hoping for the best. I was like, okay, let me enter this trade and let me just hope for the best and see what happens. And you can sometimes win some trades like that. However, deep down, you know that you have no system and you're virtually basically just gambling, which is what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to gamble and not understand why I was winning and why I was losing. And so this is what kind of led me to keep learning. Does that make sense, guys? Is everyone following with me? Yeah. I can see some comments in the chat as well. SMC trading. Yep, we're going to get into that. So it looks like Abdullah already knows. Don't worry, if you're still blowing your account, that's something that I've been through and the greats go through. I know people that have traded for years and in the beginning they were blowing accounts. I feel like blowing an account is actually part of your journey sometimes. Now, obviously, it's not an amazing thing. It's not a nice thing. But, you know, sometimes they say it's not pleasure that actually teaches you something, but pain. And so no pain, no gain, right? So the pain of blowing an account is what really cements that mindset that, you know what, I'm not going to do this again. I'm actually going to make sure that I stick to my strategy. And I got so tired. I got sick and tired of myself, because what you'll find is once you understand the strategy, you'll find that you are in your own way. It's you that's going to be in your own way. You're the one that's going to be not following the system. You're the one that's going to be getting emotional and making mistakes. And once you get out your own way, that's when trading becomes a smooth road, because you're going to make mistakes. But what Alpha Heights Trading is going to do is really help you with those mistakes and help you deviate from making those drops and trips that you're going to make along your journey. Okay, so for those of you that are sorry about that, for those of you that are still, you know, learning in your stages, because I've been trading for the last several years. Okay, I started around 2015, and it took me a while, but I was finally able to get it. And once I got it, it's like a light bulb just goes off, and you really start to, you know, what's the most annoying thing, guys? How many of you guys have been through something like this? And I'm not even just going to talk about trading, where something's happened and you think, why didn't I just see it like that before? I should have just realized, oh, I should have just done this. We've been in those positions so many times. And trading is a very intricate, very special kind of industry where the mindset that you need to have needs to be, one, strong, but also flexible. Okay, I'm going to speak about that. But the one thing that I want you guys, if you take anything away from this, is that you need a strict, proven trading system. And you need to follow that strict, proven trading system to a T. Okay, now the first set of slides are going to be based around for more people that are kind of beginners, they heard about trading, but they're not too sure. And then don't worry, for you guys that are actual traders as well, we're going to get into some stuff as well. So what is actually trading? Trading is just buying and selling financial assets. Trading is a massive industry, okay? The last I checked is a 6 trillion plus industry that flows through the markets. And we're talking about Forex trading here, okay? Now you can trade stocks as well. You can trade crypto as well, okay? But today I'm just going to be talking about Forex trading, which is foreign exchange trading. Now, simply put, it's making money online, okay? Who would have thought, let's say 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, that you could make money from your phone? Back then, you had to do physical labor to make money. You had to go out and go into the, factories and work. That was the way of making money. But technology has come so far that now we can make money from our phones. And we have a smartphone, but instead of using the smartphone to make us money, we consume and we do so much other things on it, and we make other people money. I remember when I heard that, right? You have a smartphone, but you're still, and technology has come forward, but you're still working, or you're still looking at the world from an old point of view. And that's what that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, really kind of opened my mind up to. Now, trading is a skill to print money. What do I mean by this? It's with recent events that happened, in 2020, the pandemic, when that happened, a lot of people got laid off. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people woke up and realized, you know what? I need to have a skill set that makes me money where I don't need to go to work, where I can do it from home, from the comfort of my home. And a lot of people started getting into trading. In fact, that's when the trading industry actually started to blow up even more. Okay? Now, I like to speak about trading and compare it. Whenever I speak to, when I was explaining it to my mom, my parents, or in simple terms, I like to compare it to having a driver's license. When you have a driving license, for those of you that have license, you know that you can get into any car and you can take yourself from point A to point B. You don't have to rely on public transport. You don't have to ask somebody else to, drive somewhere, Uber, etc. You can physically drive yourself somewhere. So trading is like that, where you can now take the money that you've earned and now drive that money somewhere else. Now, of course, with driving, it's not simple in terms of, okay, I just get in a car and I press the pedal and I go forward, right? Of course, you're going to make some left and turns. You need to watch out for other drivers, right? There are other drivers on the road. You need to watch out for accidents. You need to watch out for, blocked roads. Sometimes you'll be going to a destination and sometimes your road will be blocked. So you need to find an alternative route. So with trading, you need to look at it like, okay, once I can master this skill set, right? And ultimately it's mastering yourself, and I'll go into that. Once you can master this skill set, then you basically have a license to print money. And you can understand that, God forbid, anything happened to you, anything happened to your job. With the money that you're making from your job, you can actually turn that into more money. And I've got a little diagram here of the cash flow quadrant. This came from Rich Dad Poor Dad. So there's 4 types of people in the world. There's people that have a job, which we were just speaking about. There's people that own a job. Now, these are your specialists. So these could be people such as doctors, people such as lawyers, okay, electricians, people that have a specialized skill and they go and work for multiple companies. They employ their services to others and then they get paid for it. Then you have business people, okay? And these are people that have systems work. They have a system and they have people that work for them. The owner of Apple, the owner of car companies, the owner of watch companies. What they do is they create a system, restaurant owners, and then they provide a service and they have people work for them and they make money on the go like that. And then you have the 4th type of person, your investors. These are the people that have money and they make that money work for them. Okay, and this is where you can earn passive income. Now, trading is actually in a very special category because not only do you have a skill set that can make you money, but also your money works for you. So it's very, very unique in terms of you actually invest your own money, you invest in yourself to now work for yourself, but then it's your money that's actually expanding and growing. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you guys. Moving forward. Now, what is not trading? Despite what you've seen online, despite the social media ads that we get every day in front of our faces, trading is not getting rich quick and quitting your job in a month. I remember when I first saw trading, and it's natural to think like this, guys. Don't feel like you're a bad person if you think like this. I thought like this as well. I thought, wow, it gave me that hope and that that mindset that wow, okay, so all I need to do is, because the way our brains work, right? We like to simplify things and make it look easier than it is. It's like when you look at a car or bike, okay, all you get to do is you jump on, you pedal your legs, and that's it. But then there's so much more things going on, like you have to make sure you're balanced. You have to make sure you're not going too slow or the bike might fall over. So many things. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to trade. And within 2 to 3 months, of course, from what I was also being sold by when I went to seminars and all these kind of things, they made it look very, very, very easy. They made it look very, very easy. But what I didn't realize is how much sacrifice and hard work went into it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get this skill set. Within 3 months, I'm going to quit my job. And then I'm going to go to this country. I'm going to buy this car. And I thought it was going to be a walk in the park, easy. But little did I know how tough it was going to be. And again, tough because of myself. Does that make sense, guys? So who can relate to that? Who can relate to what I'm saying in terms of thinking, oh, you know what, this is going to be easy. Maybe some of you are even beginners right now. You're probably thinking, wow, okay, yeah. But like I said, I'm just telling you the harsh reality and the truth. But don't worry, there is hope around the corner and I will break it down. Good. Nice, Mark, great. Those as well. So there's no instant fast cars or rich lifestyle, okay? Our academy, and I want to be very open with you, we're not going to guarantee or promise you financial returns. And I'm telling you that from the get-go. Why? Because I've understood trading now that there is no guarantees or promises. You have to have a flexible mindset when it comes to trading. And there is a way. Don't get confused and think, okay, what he's saying is then that there's no hope. No. As human beings, we love security and we love guarantee. But even life is not guaranteed. So you must be flexible in your mindset and you must be open-minded and adapt. It's the ones that adapt that are able to really understand trading and really grasp the concept. All right, guys. So we're not going to hide the reality from you, the hardships, and I'm not going to sell your dream. Okay, if you come to me and you ask me, okay, do you think I can learn how to trade within 2 months? And how much do you think I can do with this and this? I'm not going to give you the answer that you're probably going to want to hear. You're going to hear a very realistic answer from me, and you're going to understand that, okay, you know what? It's going to take some time, but with time, I can make it happen. And trading is one of the hardest things that you guys will ever do. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? Now, what are the benefits of trading? Now, let's go into the great stuff. Why did I start trading? Why are you guys even here? One, you can trade from all over the world. You can trade from your phone and laptop nowadays as well. You can trade in your own time. It doesn't matter what time zone you're in. I know that there's people in different countries on this call. There's people from Kenya, there's people from Tanzania, there's people from Pakistan, there's people from Botswana, I saw, India, UK, France. You can trade from wherever. You're not restricted to, oh, I have to go to America to trade, or I can only trade from the UK. You can trade from whichever country you are in. And you can take unlimited money from the markets. What does that mean? There's no cap. There's no, oh, I can only make 10,000 and that's it for the month. I can only make 20,000 and that's it. Or however much you want to make, okay? So those are some of the benefits of trading. And once you guys understand the skill set, you'll be able to really take it forward. Now, why do so many people fail in trading? I want to be a bit interactive now. In the chat box, put why you think so many people fail. I know I put some on the slide, but why do so many people fail? What do you guys think? Greed, yep, very good, yep. Too much greed, they give up, yep. Lack of skill and right knowledge, yep. It's a bit tricky to understand, yep. In the beginning, it definitely is, trust me, believe me. I used to think trading was all about math and I have to be a mathematician. And that's why I was put off of it, because you look at a chart and you think, and you see these numbers and you think, I'm not good at maths, or you might, even if you are good at maths, you think this is a bit too complicated. Yeah, lack of knowledge. Overconfidence, definitely, that's one of the big killers. Patience, yes, not patient. You know, the funny thing about trading is, I thought when I came into trading, I was just going to learn the skill set to make money. But what you don't realize is trading will actually break you into the person that you need to become a successful trader as well. It's going to break you and shift you and make you understand more things about yourself. Like, for example, I thought I would consider myself a pretty patient person. But when it came to trading, I started to realize, wow, there's little things that I thought I was patient on that I wasn't actually too patient on. And it helped me actually have a better mindset as well in terms of lowering my ego as well. If you bring ego to the markets, you're going to get destroyed. So that was one thing that I realized. I thought, you know, I'm not really an egotistical person, but I realized, you know what, the market is going to punish you if you have an ego and you feel like you have to always be right. And I'm sure we all know those types of people that you end up getting into arguments with, and they have to be right. The market will punish that person, because when you have that type of mindset, you come into the market and you don't accept that you can be wrong sometimes. That's what's going to hurt you. So I can see a few more answers here. They think it's a get-rich-quick industry. Yep, that's one of the biggest reasons. That's why I had to lay the reality out for you with no gimmicks in the beginning. It's not a get-rich-quick industry, but it's much. You can get rich quicker than most other industries. Let's be real. Okay, wrong expectations. Yep, and that's why I wanted to set the right expectations from the beginning. They approach the markets with emotions, wanting the market to go their way. Yep. See, that's the ego thing where they feel like I have to be right. I have to make this money. The market needs to pay me, when it doesn't have to. The market is the market. It does what it does. It's just like the ocean. When you go into the ocean and you swim, or let's say you're on a boat, the ocean is going to do what it's going to do. You have to navigate. You can't now get angry at the sea for being rough. You can't say, oh, why is the sea doing this? I have so much skills in, driving a boat and sailing skills. The C shouldn't be doing stuff like this. The C doesn't care about how good your skill set is. You're the one that needs to protect yourself. And when it comes to trading, capital protection is very, very important. And we go into that in the course, okay? Now, without knowing the fundamental technicals and sentiments of the markets, yep, that's true. They running to higher profit, yep. So again, that's greed. They think it's a get-rich-quick system. Yep, market's here to humble you if you don't respect it. Definitely. And the market will humble you whether you like it or not. And do you know what? It's so funny. Every time I blew an account, I'd be angry at the market, like, oh, trading is stupid. I don't want to do this. I've had enough of trading. No, I'm just going to find something else. I'm going to look on, go onto YouTube, make money online, look for a different industry. But deep down in my heart, I knew when I went to sleep and I woke up that next morning, to be honest, you're the one that lost the money because you didn't have to take that trade. Why did you move your stop loss? Why did you make this mistake? Why did you do this? And slowly, after telling myself off, I realized, you know what, I just need to get better. Okay. Now, 95% of, if not more, of traders lose. Why? Because they try to learn online for free. Okay. They try to skip, take shortcuts. And I try to do the same thing. And everybody that I've met that's a trader that tried to take shortcuts, they've always ended up being taught the lesson in a different way somewhere else. You will always learn the lesson. We know this about life. People think they can get away with doing so many things in this life, but life always has a way to come and humble you. And the markets would do the same thing. So when I realized that, that's when I thought, you know, I need to find someone and something that can teach me the right way and just be coachable and listen to them. Okay. And then, of course, people have a bad mindset. And most of you guys already mentioned that as well. Now, look at this diagram that I've got here in terms of the trader survival rate. 40% of traders only trade for 1 month. In fact, I heard a worse statistic. 90% of traders lose 90% of their money in less than 90 days, in less than 90 trades. I don't know why they were using the word 90 so much, but I remember when I heard that, and I guess it just stuck with me, and I hope it sticks with you. Because trading is something that you have to work at it, just like, it's like a sport. How many people want to be that basketball player, that football player, that great tennis player, that great golf player? But if you want to be in that 1% of great guys, you need to work hard, okay? Players like Messi, Ronaldo, they're not at the top of their game because they just, entered football for a month or two. They trained for years and years and years, and they didn't quit. So 40% of traders quit within the first month. 80% quit within the first 2 years. After that, 7% remain, in which 1%, if not, maybe let's say 2-3% are profitable. Okay. And that's those people that have a burning desire to actually, one, change their, family tree, to chase their goals, to make it happen and actually get a skill set. Because this is what I want you guys to understand. Once you get the skill set, it's like riding a bike. You don't forget to ride a bike. It doesn't matter if you haven't ridden. I haven't ridden a bike in maybe 2-3 years. But if I get onto one today, I still know how to ride it. So trading is like that, where that skill set stays with you. And if you just work on yourself and you work on the skill set, you will actually be able to make a difference in your life. Okay? Now, one of the biggest things, now we're going into actual trading stuff. So this is for my traders out there as well. One of the biggest things that I didn't realize, and again, most of these concepts, retail trading concepts, who's heard of retail trading concepts? Just put it in the chat if you've heard of retail trading. What it basically is this. So, to be fair, everybody that doesn't trade for an institution, okay, is a retail trader, okay? So I don't want you guys to get confused. It basically means you trade for yourself. However, retail trading concepts are concepts that you can find online, such as support and resistance. These are very, very simple concepts. Double tops, head and shoulders, ascending patterns. And I followed these like it was like the Bible of trading. But do you remember earlier, guys, when I said that deep down inside of my heart, I felt like there was something missing? Because I would enter these positions with the strategies that I learned online. And I would lose. Now, I knew losing was a part of trading. However, I've followed the rules and I'm still losing. And it doesn't make sense because what would happen is the market would hit my stop loss. So it would take me out of the market. I would lose money and then it would go in my direction. So I would get very confused. And around that time, I had an ego. I was like, why is this happening? You know what? I need to punch the market. I need to teach the market a lesson for taking my money. So I would enter again. And this is what we call revenge trading. Entering again. This time I enter with a bigger position because I need to make the money back that I lost. And I know I'm right because price is going in my direction now. So I have to make this money. My family is riding on me. You know, I've got these dreams. I need to prove to this person that I'm a winner, etc. All these psychological things that are going in my mind as well. And I'm thinking, I have to make it. I have to make this work. Now, at that time, I would say that was more of the pressure that I was putting on myself. It was more of a toxic mindset because I wasn't allowing myself to make mistakes. I would punish myself and tell myself, you done it wrong. And you know where that mindset actually comes from, guys? It actually comes from school because we're taught from early that if you fail an exam, that's a bad thing. And if you pass an exam, that's a good thing. So we go into the world thinking, I have to do something right because if I do it right, then, I'll be happy and I've done something good and, people will praise me and all these things. But in fact, I've heard from so many successful people that the way to success is actually through failing. That's why people are so scared to trade. That's why people are so scared to get into business because they're actually scared of failing because they're so programmed from school. If I fail, it's a bad thing and it means I'm a loser. So we need to get out of that mindset. And through trading, you're going to fail many, many times. However, just understand it's actually building you. It's building those blocks so that you can become a successful person with a successful mindset and a successful trader, because they say it's not the money that makes the person, it's the person that makes the money. So are you going to be that type of person that is going to build themselves up to deserve a lot of money and to deserve success and to deserve wealth? This is what you have to think about. But these were some of the reasons that you're seeing on screen right now. And just put in the group, in the chat, I keep saying group chat, sorry, I'm so used to, doing these kind of Zoom calls with students, and we interact as well when we're doing these lessons as well. I'll tell them, put this in the group chat, put this in the chat, etc. as well. So we have a really great community. So just put this in the chat if you've seen these kind of concepts before as well, where you'd follow these patterns, trading indicators as well. And one harsh truth about trading indicators, whether that's MACD, RSI, Ichimoku Club, moving averages, Bollinger Bands, there's so many different types of trading indicators. Simple moving averages, exponential moving averages is one, they are lagging indicators, meaning they will show you your confirmation to enter the trade after the price has already moved. So what this does is actually, you kind of miss the move, if that makes sense. So that was one reason why I didn't like indicators. On top of that, they have so many parameters. I remember I had like 5 different indicators on. I had, and all like different parameters. So I had 5 SMA, I had a 10 SMA, I had a 10 EMA, 20 EMA. And you can set these at different parameters as well. And that's one thing that kind of confused me, because I thought, wait, if I can set these to different parameters, how do I know which one is right? If I'm using the 10 EMA and my friend is using the 20 EMA, how do I know which one's right? On top of that, when I actually learned about institutional trading, I realized the reality is, are institutional traders really waiting for an indicator to tell them where to enter the price? And it made me realize, you know what? No, there's more to this thing. And that's when I started to understand that, you know what? If I had a lot of money and I wanted to enter the market, I would not be entering with the masses, because I know by the time I wanted to enter the market here, I know everybody else is entering there. And that's when I realized that there's actually manipulation in the markets, guys, where the big players, they actually manipulate the markets. And what they do is they take liquidity from the markets. and we are the liquidity. I'm going to explain a little bit about what liquidity is. Now, this is your Google definition, right? The availability of liquid assets to a market or company is basically cash. Now, what I want you guys to understand is when you are in the market, right? You put your money in the market, okay? And you're putting your cash inside. Now, of course, you give that cash to a broker, right? So the broker has your cash, and now you're entering the markets in and out, etc. Now, when you're entering at certain points, okay, of course, we as sensible traders, we have our stop losses and we have orders in the market, right? And understand there's millions and millions and millions of different types of traders with different types of strategies entering the markets. But most of the masses, they trade the same way. So when the masses enter the market, most of them put their stop losses in the same place. Now, what you need to understand about that is the big players, the brokers, the liquidity providers for the brokers, they can see where your stop losses are. Of course they can. And what they do is they take your money and then they make their money. Okay? And when I understood that, because I remember I kept thinking, how come I'm right about my trade, but I get stopped first? Because they know I'm entering the market and they take my money first and then they go in the direction that they were going to go in. And by that time, I've already got emotional and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be wrong. I have to get in. I enter late. This messes up my whole plan because I'm not following my strict proven trading system, which we spoke about. Now I'm trading based on feelings, and feelings has no place in the market. You will lose your account very, very quickly if you keep bringing feelings into the market very, very quickly. Okay. So I understood that smart money, okay, and big players, they use retail as liquidity in the markets. And we break this down much, much more how they do this in our academy and our educational course. Okay. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a demonstration here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw on the screen. 1 second. Can I annotate? Okay. You know what? That's fine. If I can't, I was going to usually I would annotate on this screen, but when I click on more, it's not coming up, but that's fine. What I'll do is find something fresh for you guys, and we'll basically use that. Okay. So, how we learn how to trade in the markets, right? We're taught, you know what, resistance, support, etc. These kind of things like this, right? Okay, so this would be your resistance, this would be your support, okay? And what you do is you'd wait for the price to come into the market like this. So what we expect and what I learned and what most people learn online is that when price hits this line here, which is what we call resistance, okay? For those of you that don't know too much about trading, just imagine this to be a ceiling, okay? So this is your ceiling. What happens when you throw a ball in the ceiling? It ricochets off the ceiling, right? It basically bounces off the ceiling. And this is what we call support. And what happens when you throw a ball on the floor? It basically bounces off the floor. So price has this way of moving in which it moves like is in a zigzag pattern. So what you would find online is most traders will teach support and resistance. And when price hits this line, right, what we expect is that it will start to then move like this, right? So it will reject off this line. And sometimes this does happen, okay? But I would say 8 times out of 10, what will happen first is you will enter your position here, price will move down a little bit, then it will take you out. Because here you would have what we call a stop loss, which is to protect you in case the trade goes against you, okay? So something like this will happen, and then you come back 5, maybe 1 hour later, 5 minutes, 1 hour later, you come back sometime later and you see this has happened, And now you're like, what the hell happened? I was in the position. Why did this happen? And this happened to me so many times. There's also trend trade as well, where you will find that we're told, okay, you know what? Price moves like this and it follows a trend. And all you need to do is basically draw a line on the trend line. And when it touches this line again, because it's touched once, twice, or 3 times already, we expect it to respect this trend line, right? So what retail traders do is we will buy off this trend line here. We will buy here and we'll place our stop loss below it. And we'll see a little bit of movement like this, only for this to happen, right? And now you've been taking out the trade and now you're annoyed. You know what? You're thinking, you know what? Okay. Another retail strategy is when the trend line ends, you enter on the touch of the trend line again, and you can take the sell back down. And what happens again? You now enter, let's just say, I'm going to extend this line afterwards, okay? You enter here expecting, okay, you know what? I'm going to sell it. I was wrong on the buy. You can be wrong sometimes in trading. That's fine. Just for it. So now you enter a sell, okay? You're like, okay, I'm going to be flexible, adaptable, and sell now. Just for the price to then go down a little bit and then go back in a direction. And this leaves so many traders confused. Just say in the chat if you've been in this type of situation before where you are looking at the market, you followed, even if you followed your plan, and now you've seen something that's really annoyed you and you're thinking, I could have been in this trade. Or I was right, but I was still wrong. How does that make sense? I was right about the direction, but I was wrong. And this starts to confuse you. And mentioning again liquidity, why does this happen? It's because the reason why this happens, guys, is because when you enter the market as a retail trader with retail strategies, okay, when you enter the market and you follow this resistance and support type of trading, yeah, you have to understand that you've now entered the market, okay? Sorry, my Siri just. Nope, Siri, no thank you, I don't need you. So your stop losses are here. The broker knows that your stops are here. What is that? Your money. So what they do is they hit the stop loss, right? So now your money is gone. On top of that, and I'm going to give you a bit of a nugget. I wasn't going to speak about this, but there are other types of traders that are on the other side of your trade, meaning you're selling, but there are other traders that see a buy. They buy here. So what does that do? That now buyers are in the market as well. And where do they put their stop losses? Here. So what has the smart money done? What has the brokers done? What has the big players in the market done? Not only have they taken your money, right? You were in the sell, right? They've taken your money, but they've also gotten buyers into the market and they take their money too. And by this time, you're now emotional, you're upset, you're like, I don't understand why this happened. And this happens multiple times. Now, I must say, disclaimer, right? Even though right now what I'm doing, you could say, is debunking retail trading concepts. I go into way more depth in this with the course, okay? It doesn't mean they 100% don't work, okay? Because I do know people that trade like this and they make money, okay? And they're successful. However, for me, when I understood that institutions manipulate the markets, for me, that was just the better way to trade. Why? Because I enter the market with the big players and I exit, obviously where I want, or with the big players. And I know that more times out of 10, I'm going to be on the right side of the market. So what I'd rather do is wait for the manipulation to happen and then enter the market, knowing that I haven't got stopped out the market. And most of the time as well, guys, you get a much better reward from trading the smart money way, the institutional way, and the market moves in your favor actually much quicker as well, okay? Sometimes you'll be in a trade, and yesterday this happened to me yesterday. I was in a trade and I literally just entered it, right? And the position started going against me for like about 2-3 minutes. I put my phone down to eat. I broke my fast, and by chance, I think I must have got a notification. So I opened my phone, but the application is still open, right? And instantly, price had already dropped. And I was so shocked because I was like, wow, literally price can drop in a matter of seconds and you can be in profit like that. And you can close your trade and be done for the week, for the month, depending on your risk management. And risk management is very, very important, okay? Risk management and psychology is very, very important. And these are things that should not be ignored. Does that make sense, guys? I hope you guys are starting to understand, because when I learned this stuff, it was a light bulb going off. It's like being in the dark, trying to find your way, but now the light is on and you're like, okay, I can see way more. And if you think and look at the market the smart money way, most things, of course, the market is still going to be irrational, guys. Okay, I'm just being honest with you, but most things will make more sense to you. Okay, so this is just a bit of the demonstration I wanted to show you, okay? So going back to the slides, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm actually having a lot of fun, actually, speaking with you guys as well. And I would love to take, if you guys, actually, by the way, if you guys have questions as well, feel free to put them in the chat as well. And I'll answer them as well. Okay, so what do we have as a part of Alpha Heights trading? Okay, one, for those who are total newbies, don't know anything, you guys are going to learn from zero. You're going to go from zero to hero. You're going to learn literally from the bottom all the way up. And you're going to learn the right way. Okay? You're going to get your introduction to the financial markets. You're going to learn about the terminology and the trading platforms to use. Okay? You're going to learn about the brokers. You're going to build up your confidence in understanding fundamental and technical analysis as well. Because what I just showed you is more technical analysis where you look at the chart, but there is some fundamental analysis as well. Now, while technical analysis is more popular, okay, we do actually incorporate some fundamentals as well. Now, you're going to learn a full-on smart money strategy. That's, again, coming back to that, one of the first slides that I used. Tried, tested, and proven. Okay, you're going to learn about supply and demand, order flow, imbalance, mitigation, liquidity, order blocks. These are all, smart money terms and ways that the smart money actually get involved in the market. Now, you're also going to learn about psychology and risk management. Again, like I said, do you remember when I said, first you're going to be good with the strategy, but then later on, you're going to find that you're getting in your own way? That's where psychology comes in. But psychology is layered. So sometimes you might not know that you have an issue until you start to break it down and you find yourself trading and understanding certain things. Okay? Certain things are only going to pop up, right, when you're actually actively physically trading. And then there's certain trading principles that you guys need to learn in terms of why you need to follow your trading plan, why you shouldn't deviate from it, and just getting you to become independent and really self-sustainable. Okay, and then there's trading goals and mentorship and support as well. Okay, so I'm just going to check the chat quickly. Yes, seeing people have encountered this several times and confused. Yeah, trust me. The worst thing is when you're confused and you don't know why, and you're looking for that answer, but you don't understand. You don't have the light to show you. So, what roles does the P play, and how can it be calculated? Okay, Valentine, I didn't understand that question. Does the PP play, and how can it be calculated? Maybe if you can say that again. Where to register? Okay, so a lot of people are excited. They want to register. They really want to get involved. That's fine. Cool. And then on top of that, for those of you guys that are based in the UK, you can see I'm in the space literally right now. This is the space that we use for the traders. Trading can be a very, very lonely game, okay? Of course, it's you against the market. And we're going to go into a bit of psychology here. Is everybody's different. I'm sure you guys will agree. Everybody on this call, all 100 plus of you are all different. You all have your own way of looking at the markets. Now, with that different with your different unique personalities, you're going to be different in terms of how you handle certain things, how you handle losses, how you handle wins, how you trade, what type of trader you want to be. Okay. when you're part of a community, sometimes when you lose or you feel like you're failing in trading, you feel like you're alone. And that's the feeling that I had in my beginning stages. I felt a lot alone. And my best friend at that time, he's still my best friend today. I remember I was trying to get him into trading for so long, and I was like, you'll be good at this, trust me, this is the way. And at that time, he didn't have much interest. He's in trading now, and he's doing very, very well. But it always helps to have that person that's going through the same thing as you. You know, as humans, we like to interact with other people. The pandemic, that literally caused such a strain on some of our mental health. Why? Because we were stuck indoors. Because, you know, we couldn't go outside. We couldn't talk. We couldn't interact. We couldn't mingle with the people that we love. One of the best things when you're on a journey, right, especially with trading, is to trade with a community and understand there's people that are like you, that are going through the same thing that you're going through, and they're learning at that same pace as well. Okay. And I actually have somebody on this call that I was teaching for a while, for the last, I'd say 1 to 2 years. And he's been learning from me as well. He's a very fine gentleman, really, really cool guy. When I first met him, he was actually, I thought he was quite shy. But, you know, he had a really good, nice, friendly personality. And, you know, he spoke to me about trading, and we just got along. And, you know, today I speak to him on a, you know, daily basis here and there. And actually, he probably doesn't know this, but actually, like, really enjoy speaking to him as well. And sometimes he shows me certain things. It's so amazing to see his, like, progress in terms of how far he's come as well, in terms of his trading as well. And he's a really, really cool guy. But if you, Gabe, I just wanted to see if you're on the call. Let me just unmute you. So you could just basically just let the people know about your experience and everything. Let me see, Gabe, are you there? Okay.
No. Hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, thank you, Saleh. I also enjoy speaking to you. My name's Gabriel. I'm Nigerian. I live in London. Like Saleh, I started years ago just looking online, and I was filling my head with a lot of too much information or not useful information, like what we went through in the call, the retail concepts. And I've blown my accounts as well. But since I've been learning with Saleh, I've definitely, over the past years, I've definitely seen like there's a different side to trading. And my main, like, if I was to give you the advice, I would say it's really about you, how much effort you're willing to put in. Because at one point, I would say I was not putting as much effort as before, like, but now I'm putting in more effort. And with Saleh's mentorship, I can really see the difference. And yeah, I feel like you're a fantastic teacher, and you're better than a lot of YouTubers, which I spent countless hours. And the experience has been very good because I'm able to, like, if you look in our chats, the times of our conversations, basically 24-hour support, like, and you need a community. Because before I met Saleh, I was basically doing it for myself. I was just losing money. So yeah, I appreciate your efforts.
No problem, man. Thank you very much, Gabe. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you for jumping on the call. Gabe is part of our community as well. He's one of our first, one of our first few members as well. But I'd actually taught him before as well, because I was teaching actually for a while. I've been teaching for a while in different places. But now I'm teaching with Alpha Heights, and I'm teaching with I6. And like I said, guys, I'm exclusive with you guys as well. And just to kind of show you guys our Discord community as well that we have built, where I go through the trades that I've been, I enter as well. As you can see here, there's a lot of, you know, the analysis that we go through. These are the befores, the afters as well. So just to give you guys a bit of an insight here, you can see I sent the before as well, and then showing that I actually entered the trade as well, and then where I was expecting that price may reverse from. And then we had a counter trade that we wanted to actually enter as well once price got to a certain point. And you can see here, once price got to that point, we entered that trade as well. And Entered from here. I think I took a loss on the first position. Yeah. So very open with the losses as well. Just took a loss on this trade, trying to get a second entry. And then I was able to get the entry in which it went in to our direction as well. We're always talking as well. You can post your chart analysis in the group here. As you can see here, Gabe is always posting his chart analysis as well. So that's just to show you guys as well that there's different people in the community as well that are already, asking, sharing their ideas. We speak with each other, we learn, they ask questions as well. And we just have a good time as well. We also have different, points as well where we post our wins. And this will be for you guys to come in as well. We have webinars as well that you guys can catch up on as well. We have a laugh as well, memes as well, achievements as well, that you guys will be able to come into and really just get a lot of value and be part of an organized community as well. And as you can see here, I break down the different trades that I enter as well, or that we enter, let me say. So that is the community that you'd be becoming a part of as well. And as well, we have our social media as well, Instagram, where we post the befores and afters as well, just to show you guys here the befores and afters. And just follow our social media just so you can get updated on what we're doing as well. And we also post psychology tips as well. So fundamental law of investing is the uncertainty of the future. You must have a flexible mindset. Now, moving on, and we're coming to a close now. Prop firm support. Now, this is one thing that is very, very big right now. And I wish I had prop firms when I started learning how to trade, because the way you got to understand prop firm, and what a prop firm is basically a company that you can basically trade their money on their behalf, and they will give you a percentage. And some of these prop firms are giving away a lot, from 70%, even all the way up to 90%. FTMO actually, I believe, gives up to 85 or 90% back. They will give you 100K, $200,000. Some even give more. However, what do you need to prove to them? You need to prove to them you can trade. Now, the way you got to look at it is like this. And the reason why I have this hat here is gone are the days where you had to do what I did, which is build your account up. So you start with £1,000 and now you need to build it up to 2,000, 3,000 yourself, your own capital. Unless you somehow go into a bank and, I don't even know where you'd even start with that to get onto a trading floor with a bank. But now you can trade for yourself, and these companies will give you the funds if you can prove that you can trade. So just look at it like this. You learn from the academy. You get your trading degree, you could say. And what that would be is you just, us, as Alpha Trading, just evaluating your trading, making sure that we feel like you're ready and we feel like you can actually trade, and we feel like you know what you're doing and you can be independent. Getting that green light. The same way you take a test to prove that you can drive, or you take an exam to get that degree that then you can use to get a job or do whatever or drive whatever car. With FTMO and my Forex Fund, some of the most trusted of prop firms, you take, let's say, a challenge, or there's other options as well. Once you prove to them you can trade, they will give you the funded account. They will give you £100,000, $200,000 sorry. And you trade their money, meaning you have less risk because it's not your money. If you lose the money, they have obviously certain parameters. So you must obviously follow some guidelines. But if you lose their money, you don't have to pay them. But if you make money and you make profit, they pay you. So it's such a big difference. These prop firms, which are prop firms popping up all over now, because they're understanding that, there are people out there that have the skill set, that know how to trade, but they just need the capital. So now you guys are so lucky where you're in a position where all you have to do now is work on getting the skill set. You don't even need to go through the psychological stress of having to, save money and trade your money for several years before you get it up to 5-6 figures. No, you can actually get the skill set. And this is why I said, and I emphasize and push getting the skill set, okay? Because once you've got that skill set, you can now go to these prop firms. And like I said earlier, you have a license to print money. Once you've proven to them that you can trade, then they will give you the account. And we're going to be helping people, okay, in terms of getting people set up for their funded accounts, okay? And I know this is something that's very, very requested as well. We're going to actually be helping people get funded accounts and providing that support so that you can get a funded account. Because what would be better than having a £100,000 account or 100 or 200,000 that you can trade yourself with less risk than trading your own capital? And actually, in fact, you can use their capital to build your own capital. Why not? So let's say you are trading $100,000 account and you make 10K. They're willing to pay you up to 85% of that, meaning you would make 8.5K in your pocket. Let's just say you put 4K away into your own trading account, but you don't touch it, or you put it into savings, or you put it into whatever it is. You now have that money that's going to be building up while you're trading for the prop firm as well. Okay, so how does that sound with you guys? Who's very, very excited with that? Because that's something that once I understood, because I was a bit skeptical in the beginning, but then I started to see that a lot of people have a lot of success with the prop firm accounts. So that is something that I'm very, very excited as well. And I'm telling you now, I know most of this is going over you guys' head, but if you really understood, you just get the skill set. You take the skill set to a prop firm, they will give you the money. And virtually, even though I said, right, and again, expectations here, okay, but you can hit your goals much quicker than if you was actually building up your account yourself, slower, and as well as that, being able to actually secure your financial freedom much quicker, okay, much quicker than I did as well. So I want to thank you guys for joining this call. I really, really appreciate it. It's been very, very fun, actually. I hope I wasn't too harsh on you guys. If anything I said offended you, I hope you can forgive me. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys actually got the reality, because I'm tired of the gurus that you see online today that say, yeah, all you have to do is do A, B, and C, and that's it. They don't tell you about psychology. They don't tell you about feeling alone. They don't tell you about the life stresses and pressures that are going to make you feel like you're the only one that's going through certain things. They're going to make you, they just make it look so simple and easy. And most of them don't even talk about the sacrifices that it took for them to get there. Okay, so for those of you that are really, really interested in getting involved, okay, we do have a waiting list. The course is on demand, okay? And now I'm going to open the floor for any questions. So I think somebody did ask a question earlier. How do I enter and what's the necessary requirements? So in terms of, if you're talking about the academy, then what you would do is just register your interest with whoever invited you to this call. Okay, just let them know, look, I really want to get involved. And we're actually compiling a list right now. And we're going to go through that list very, very soon. We have small limited spaces, I'll be honest with you. And Alpha Heights and ICX are actually taking care of that. But I'm ready to teach you guys. I'm ready to go through the trenches, the dirt with you guys as well. Anything that you guys need help with, support. Sometimes me and Gabe, he'll message me at like 3 a.m. and I'll just literally reply. And he said some great words about me. The way I look at it is, hopefully I can live up to those words with you guys. I like to prove with action, not too much talking, because they say talk is cheap. Action is much more powerful than words. So I'm ready. I'm waiting for you guys to get involved in the academy. I'm ready to help you guys. And you guys will think you're annoying way before I actually believe that you actually are. In a sense where Gabe even says, "Oh, I'm sorry to message you at this time. Oh, I felt like blah blah blah." I'm like, "No, bro, it's fine. It's because I know how it feels to be on the other side where you're really looking for that answer." So, you guys, once you get involved, the community is there. We're here to help you. If you need help, we're all there. The community is amazing. The Alpha Heights guys are amazing. The guys that have brought you onto this call, I can only say such good words about them, honestly. And I'm very humbled as well to be a part of this platform as well, helping you guys, especially people from, back home, different countries as well. Those are the people that I really, really want to help and target as well, because opportunity is so big there. And the hunger is always so big there. So, guys, if there's any questions, please put them in the group chat. I keep saying group chat. Sorry about that. Again, I'm just so used to saying that. Please put that in the chat, in the Zoom chat, please. Anybody? How many people are really, really excited and interested in getting involved and learning how to trade? Okay, so I think. Okay, people are raising their hands. Very good. Another thing is, guys, as well, you guys are going to be the front-running soldiers as well. You got to look at this as well. You guys are going to, because this academy is starting up now, and you guys are going to be the front-running soldiers, so that in the future, when more people come, they're going to look at you, and they're going to be in the exact same position that you guys were in, and they're going to think, wow, like this community is really thriving. I want to get to that level. And you'll be so surprised that, wow, literally not too long ago, I was on the call on the other side. And now I'm the one that's actually helping somebody else. Like Gabe, he was, just learning from me not too long ago. And now he's giving testimonials, which was amazing. That was a really, really good testimony, Gabe, as well. Really proud of you as well. And your trading as well. You've been doing very, very well. Just need to stay consistent. What is the future of Forex? I think Forex is always going to be around. Why? Because people are always going to need to exchange currency. When you go to a different country, when you go to Turkey, when you go to Malaysia, you go to China, different countries, you're actually trading. Because if I go to Turkey now, I'm going to trade my pounds, Great British pound, for the Turkish lira. So that's actually a trade. Now, check this out, okay? There's another nugget. Let's say I stay in Turkey for 2 months. The fluctuation of the economies is going to affect the currencies. So now, by the time let's say I'm coming home and I want to change, let's say whatever change I had left back, right? I might get more or less in terms of pounds for my money. That profit that you make or that loss that you make is what we do in trading Monday to Friday in terms of financially, okay, with the Forex market. Oh, for sure, definitely, crypto. So somebody said, how will you react with crypto being the new wave and will you potentially in the future open up for futures trading? Crypto is a massive space. Right now, crypto has so much potential because although it's only been around for not, the last, few years, 2008, Bitcoin came out, etc. It actually has way more flexibility in terms of the technology behind it. In fact, it moves much, much quicker than Forex. So there is, I would say, it's very, very volatile and you need to be much more careful. But however, the same strategy that we use for Forex trading, you can actually use these strategies for stock trading and crypto trading as well. So these concepts that I will be speaking about in our course, the smart money concepts, you can actually use them for stocks and crypto. Why? Because you're trading like an institution. And where institutions are involved in the market, if you understand how they work, you can trade exactly the same way. So we know that there's institutional interest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, whichever. Litecoin, not too much. I guess it's more Bitcoin. You know, the top three. Okay, whether you want to include the other Cardano, Polkadot, which all the other coins, we know that there's institutional interest there. Meaning, if there's an institution in that field, that means that they manipulate the market in the same way that they manipulate it in Forex, in stocks. What does that mean? That means you can see the market the same way the institution does in crypto. And you can trade it the same way. I've actually used these concepts on Bitcoin and they work as well. So yeah, crypto is way more riskier, but of course more profitable, yeah. Yes, definitely. I would agree with you, Abdullah. When you apply smart money concepts to trading crypto, definitely more. You'll definitely have way more success in terms of profitability as well. So the chart still looks. So Matthew said the chart still look confusing. We should learn to understand it. Don't worry, it takes time. Just like how when you're learning how to tie your shoe, you didn't get it on the first go, but with repetition and consistency. Right? And if you guys take anything away from this, when it comes to success, it takes effort and consistency. Some days you're not going to want to do it. Some days you're going to think, to hell with this, I'm not bothered. I'm going to do something else. Or today, you know, just like the gym, right? But you have to be consistent. And when you show up for yourself, that's when you will start taking yourself serious. And that's where that discipline comes in. Okay, so those of us who can trade well already, what is our position to get the fund? Well, if you can trade well already, then you should have the fund by now already. In terms of, you know, we're partnered up with these different prop firms, and we just actually provide support. So if you're in a position already to actually get funded, then all we would do is just kind of maybe just have you know, just evaluate your trading a bit more, see where, if there's any mistakes, any support that you need, and then just take it from there. But yeah, I think that's going to be it from me, guys, okay? Really, again, I want to thank you guys for jumping on a call. I hope I've been able to give you guys value. I hope I've been able to help you guys understand trading in a much better way. And I look forward to meeting whoever actually is serious about learning how to trade. And supporting you along your journey and making, you know, long-term friendships with you as well. So thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great evening as well.
Thank you, Saleh. I'll take over. But before we go, guys, I just want to give, I want everyone to give a huge thank you to Mr. Saladin Shangama, who's done a phenomenal training session today. He's helped a lot of people understand a whole different side, a whole different concept of trading. And this is some of the reasons why a lot of people don't make money in trading. You know, everyone asks that question, you know, I've traded, I've made losses, this and that. It's because you don't have the right information. And, you know, Mr. Shangama just gave a brief of why. And we're going to learn so much more. The academy is going to grow. Now, today, of course, I want to mention that, you know, today we've had two huge groups here. Today we've had Alpha Height, we've had ICX together on one call, which is a phenomenal start towards this partnership that we're having between both companies. And, you know, it's incredible to see how many people showed up today. So it's been fantastic. Now, I know we're running out of time and today's call went a bit over time, but I want to have a few people come up today to give a few words about it. I've got a couple people that I want to mention on the call and have today, you know, give a few words. So the first person I actually want to mention, he's an ex-banker. He's been in networking industry as well for a very long time. He's done some incredible things. He's recognized all across the world. He's helped a lot of people move themselves to great success. So I want to first invite a great gentleman who I had the privilege of meeting not too long ago as well, Mr. Benny Akiki. So let me just see if I can unmute Mr. Benny Akiki quickly, so that he can.
I think I'm unmuted.
Oh, perfect. Hi, Mr. Benny.
Yes, thank you. One thing I need to point out is I have been in a number of concerts, and I have never seen someone bring out so much knowledge free of charge. You get it? So this is what I tell people, that when intelligent people are speaking, intelligent people are listening. I want you to understand that statement. That a number of people come and speak things, well, thinking that others don't actually understand what is going on, and they end up deceiving the entire world. I can tell you, Brother Saladin is one of the top I've listened to. You know, I did trading for quite some time, and at some point I reached where I was doing what we call revenge trading, because the market was going against me, and all that I could do is get the market when it is bullish. I do wrong decisions there, but I will tell my people in Africa and Asia that today you don't have to trade for yourself. I'm always telling people this: the world has changed. You don't have to trade for yourself. Find an expert. Find an expert institution and trust that institution with your money. For instance, we have Alpha Heights. We have told you our trading platform will give you up to 1%. This is good enough for now. As you're making some money here, you go out there and actually learn slowly. Trading takes time. It's a practical thing. It's like driving. It's like driving. Sometimes if you're out of the market for long, you find you've forgotten so many things. So you can do so many things in the area, but I will tell you, we are lucky to have a project like Alpha Heights. We have all the partners like ICX that have come in. I've been following this brother of mine here, and you know, since he came from my neighborhood here in Tanzania, this is just our own country, and we are all from East Africa. So I feel very proud to have one of our own, and that's why I want to appeal to all my people in Africa. You know, I have quite a big market in Asia, but today, actually, I thought I would be launching my market of Iraq, but I'll do it tomorrow. These are some of my top guys. Going to finally tell you guys that we've been over 120 on this call. But usually I tell my people one thing, that making money is a personal decision. It's personal. And I will also tell you that success loves speed. We have been all here, but the question is, a year from today, where will you be? These are questions you need to ask yourself. Where will you be? Because we are all on the same call. We are going to take advantage of this, but making the money is going to be personal. And we are going to help some of you. Don't worry. If you're out there, reach out to us. We are going to help you wherever you are. And you find it so easy. Like we tell you that you are not in this alone. You are not in this alone. We are here. And because we are here, we are going to make your way so easy. You know, sometimes our parents will tell us what they went through. But then I tell sometimes my kid, I have a daughter whom I tell that whatever I went through, you don't have to go through it. I will set a pace for you. You come and begin from somewhere where I've created something. So this is what I'm telling some of the people. We went through so much. We could never find companies that were trustworthy. Now today we have Alpha Heights. Guys, it took me 3 weeks to do analysis on this company. I spoke so much, and somehow, I said I need to go back and analyze. And after doing my analysis, I think we are moving in the right direction. We have the right partners, we have the right people to trust, and we have the right company. That is all we want. So let us go up there and shine. Thank you, my brother Ish. Right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benny. A very exclusive word for you guys to hear there. And, you know, he is doing incredible things. I mean, you know, a lot of people out there, they want to learn this as well as just making money. And, you know, this platform here, the partners getting involved, the companies getting involved together, it's going to be something absolutely phenomenal. The next person I want to actually call up is another great gentleman who's doing incredibly well in this industry. He's made a name for himself and he's pushing his way through. And, you know, I'm going to bring it on call now. I had the privilege of meeting him as well. And it's none other than King Philip. So, King Philip, if you're ready, let me also unmute your mic. The two of you, King Philip. So.
Hello, Mr. Ash. How are you?
Great. Thank you, King Philip.
I'm really excited. You know, when I saw this, you know, the whole promotion for the first, like, the beginners, you know, it started from the beginning, the whole training. First and foremost, I must say thank you, you know, the incredible gentleman in the person of Ash that I've met, and heading the ICX. I mean, that was, you know, they say if you're if you're having success, surely you must be doing something right. And ICX must surely be doing something right for the last 2 years, because they've been very, very successful. And having your kind of partnership with Alpha Heights, I mean, that makes Alpha Heights unbeatable at all fronts. So that's why I stuck my neck with Alpha Heights from day one. I was offered other things, co-founder, all these things out there, but you know what? The timing told me this is the place I need to be. And I'm the man of conviction. Once I am in a place, like, it doesn't matter. And I'm a man of loyalty, like a gentleman, you know, he told me they were starting a company, which is great. You know, I love them. They're all my brothers and sisters. But now they told me, Philip, everything is ready. We have like a co-founder position. And I said to them, look, I love you guys, but you know what I'm like? My loyalty comes first. Once I'm committed to something and I see this is it, like with Alpha Heights, I mean, look at the partnership. You know, like there's something Gerald did. He said in the testimonial last night. He said Alpha Heights is a company whereby everybody wins. You know, it's a company where everybody wins. And then moving on, when I talk about everybody winning, look at what this gentleman, Saladin, I always mention his name, and sometimes I feel like it's a privilege to actually see him on a call. And, you know, I was listening to him, I was like, this guy is actually more than a trader. He's a trader, but also he's an amazing, the way he communicates is like the way he trades. And the way he trades is like the way he communicates. So, you see, you can be a trader, but you might not be able to pass that skill to other people. But this gentleman, I would say if there was a golden medal to hang over his neck for his excellent communication on you know, sharing this knowledge, this gentleman has got it. He's got the whole package basically. And actually having him in Alpha Heights with the community is already built. I mean, this is amazing. So big congratulations to the whole Alpha Heights family for having such a gentleman like Saladin. I mean, I think I can copy him in everything, but you know, recent I tried to copy him in my hairstyle. Like I was trying to have my hair become like his, because I thought if I grow my hair as tall as Saladin, maybe I might become a great trader like him. But recently I went to the barber, and the barber, he made a mistake. Like Gerald said, if you make a mistake and become a crown president. So I made a mistake and I went to the wrong barber this time. And you can see clearly when you make a mistake what happens. But anyway, I like the new look anyways, because, you know, I got the Gucci going on. Because in Alpha Heights, like my brother Benny was saying, in Alpha Heights, you know, I mean, I was in Dubai. This gentleman, he wears Gucci like 24/7. Louis Vuitton, Gucci, you know, and this is how he changes his car. So guys, this industry, like, you know, Benny also said something, you know, to all the people around, you know, that don't look at Saladin and you think you're a Saladin by the time you wake up, okay? So even if you dream that actually you are trading with him, doesn't actually make you him. You have to go through the whole emotional roller coaster and all of that. And, you know, when I first blew an account, you know, I said, this is it for me. I'll see you back maybe in 2025. You know, that was some many years ago. But through Saladin, I think I'll come back to the actual trading myself sooner rather than later. But look, guys, like what Benny said, he hit on a very key point, you know. If you want to be successful in an industry, like, you know, I'm in Kenya and, you know, someone was saying, look, Philip, let's make some money. Let's start a factory, you know, build, you know, like a factory of building or something. But, you know, I said to him, look, if I don't have someone in the company who has the local knowledge, and this is me coming from UK and coming expecting to blow Kenya apart, like with my knowledge from UK, it might not work because UK knowledge and Africa is slightly different. So he said, so I said to him, find me someone with the expert local knowledge. We can partner. And guys, why do I just share that example? Not for nothing, very important. In Alpha Heights, you might think, okay, guys, okay, I've seen Saladin. Oh my God, this guy's made the millions. I'm going to start trading. And you start putting 5K, 10K, 15, 25K on your own trading. Then 1 week later, you're calling Benny, you're calling Ash, Ahmed, Abdul, Gerald, Mili, and myself, crying. Like, guys, I've just blown 25K. Look, because you're not, you know, if Saladin said, this is probably 5, 6, 7 years, guys. But look, what is so amazing for you guys is the fact that you have the partnership, someone with the local knowledge of trading. He understands trading like the back of his hand, and he's still growing in it. And he's a partner of Alpha Heights. You know what I mean? So being in, all you have to do, just be in the vehicle. This vehicle is moving. I mean, you're carrying weights. You don't have to carry them. Once you're in the vehicle, put the weights down and let the vehicle carry you and carry the weights to your destination. So in short, guys, And then on top of that, I'm sure sooner or later you get to hear about the properties as well. So this is the best vehicle for everything. You got the education. Like one thing I made up my mind as well is Alpha Heights, I believe, will go for many years. But at the very end, I will not be found sliding down an old mountain. I'll be found conquering a new mountain. And that new mountain will be me becoming like Saladin as well. But I'll be like Saladin, but with my millions from Alpha Heights as well. Through the networking, through helping other people become successful, achieve their dreams, pay their bills, and my bills are paid. So thank you so much, Ash. I'm sorry if I spoke beyond my minutes. I tried to keep it short and sweet. But look, I'm really excited again. Look, today is just amazing. And to see you here, to see Benny, Gerald, Ahmed, Abdul, Mili, and so many, and the whole South African empire. And of course, today, the man on the show is Saladin, bro. Salute, brother. Tanzania to the top. Kenya to the top, in Africa, my brother. Let's go.
Wow. Thank you so much, King Philip. No, I love the excitement. It's perfect. You know, this is what it is. We're building a partnership here, which is going to bring so much excitement to the market. One thing you forgot to mention, the e-commerce platform is also about to be huge. You know, that's my baby. You know, you cannot miss the baby. Yeah, the e-commerce platform. Hold on. I'm going to unmute you quickly.
Look, Ash, you know, to me, Ash and e-commerce is like one thing. It's like, the way I see it is like Ash, Jeff Bezos, and e-commerce. They're like one person, you know. So if I say Ash, I mean e-commerce. When I say e-commerce, I mean Ash.
Thank you so much, King Philip. Now, 100%. You know, guys, today you saw the trading side. Wait till you also see, you know, and the trading side, you can see how huge it's going to be. We've got the e-commerce side as well, which is going to be phenomenal. Something which ICX is creating, which is literally going to blow the market as well. We've got the property side as well, coming in from Alpha Heights as well, which is going to be absolutely huge. There's so many more projects. We've got a crypto exchange coming. There is so much on its way. You're going to see a long-term journey together, ICX and Alpha Heights, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. In fact, I want to actually bring on a gentleman as well who's going to be on this call. This guy has been phenomenal. I've been working with him for the last 2 years, and I can tell you something. He has created himself a name, and he's done so incredibly well, posting what is being built as well, which is going to come into ICX, coming to Alpha Heights, and literally is taking it all over the world. So I want to actually also introduce a quick gentleman who you'll see. He's done some incredible work as well. I don't think many people let me see, where is Mr. Stevenson? Let's have Mr. Stevenson. This man has done some incredible work within this field and building this e-commerce platform side as well, which I want you guys to hear from, and from the trading side as well. You're going to hear some incredible things as well. So, Mr. Stevenson, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Please, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you. Let's hear a few words from your side.
Unfortunately, where I am now, I actually went to meet someone for ICS Business Talk, and then on my way, it was time for the meeting, so I just connected somewhere. So unfortunately, I can't come on the camera because my environment is not too clear to be shown clearly. Yeah, I actually enjoyed today's call. I love what I've heard today. And I believe anyone who dedicated time to be on this call might have loved, should love what I have loved and I'm talking about right now. So Mr. Shan, thank you very much for the mind-blowing presentation, powerfully. Actually, all what you said, I've been a testimony to it, though I'm not a very known Forex trader. I'm not good at trading that way. I'm still learning the process. But what you said, and I believe, was the feeling, you understand? My first time going live on Forex, I actually deposited, I think that was $49, and I doubled it. Within less than 24 hours, I doubled it. I almost tripled it, but you know what? It took another minute to lose everything. So I understood all what you said, and all you said is perfect. So I believe since we partnership with Alpha High, we partner with the Giant, and I believe with two Giants, we are going somewhere. You know what? I'm a great leader in ICS. Honestly, I've done some incredible things I never thought I could do through ICS. In fact, I'm standing tall today. When they say Stevenson, I'm called because of ICS. And those of you who are in ICS, in fact, my team fellow members, you all already know what ICS is doing. You know, we started from the pandemic and we came out strong. And trust me, some started before us, and some even started with us, and today they are nowhere, but we are standing tall. So ICS came a long way. In fact, ICS, it is true. ICS I got to know about Forex trading. So if I say I know how to place a trade, I know certain things about Forex, definitely it's true ICS that I got to know. I was just a naive in Forex trading. And you know what? ICS is not just teaching how to trade Forex. We also give trading signals to members. They trade with the signals and make money. Personally, I trade with the signals. They are incredible, excellent. The signals are doing incredible. And those who utilize the signals can testify what I'm saying right now. And again, Alpha Ice is also here to take us through again, to make us, the giant as they are. Also, we also have cryptocurrency. You know, Forex work with cryptocurrency. And ICS says that, you know what, we can't have Forex idea and leave cryptocurrency out. So the company actually have a potential for coin called iCommerce. We have a potential for coin called iCommerce. In fact, a lot of companies came with cryptocurrency and they are nowhere to be in the market. Today, we are in the market. ICS coin is tradable today. iCommerce is in the market. Go on CoinGecko, go on Tronlink, go everywhere. You'll find us over there. In fact, we are standing tall. Our coin is there live in the market. And the good news is that the company doesn't say come and then buy the coin. As soon as you join the company, right there, they give you this profitable coin. In fact, this coin is not just a member-to-member coin. You know, when we talk about the potentiality about a coin, we all know it has to do with the usability of that coin. And our coin, in fact, a powerful coin, of course. The e-commerce we are talking about, Mr. Ash mentioned that is our new baby that is still in the market. I mean, it's already working. There in the Western world is working already. Africa is hitting us very soon. And then the coin is usable there. You know what? The coin is not just like, well, Mr. Ash is a member of ICS, Stevenson is a member of ICS, let's do the transaction. No, it's not for us alone. On the e-commerce platform, the coin is going to work. So today, if you are hearing about this coin today for the first place, I'm telling you what, grab e-commerce coin because you just can't miss it. The next Bitcoin to come, even beyond, grab it and don't let that go beyond you. And also, we have our copy trading aspect where you can make crazy income. All right, you can make crazy income from there. Where the company does copy trading for you. All you need to do is just click on go log in every Monday. Click on the button, and the company does the hard work for you. Aside you learning and also using the signals, the company still put you through. Make sure they trade for you and make you some money. And personally, when Mr. Ash called me Stevenson, he actually called me Stevenson through the networking aspect of ICS. In fact, aside the company teaching us how to trade Forex, giving us the cryptocurrency, teaching us certain things about crypto, bringing us e-commerce, and giving us copy trading, we also have one of the powerful compensation plan out there. Trust me, it pays direct, indirect, binaries, and crazy, you know. So if this compensation plan actually paid me more than almost $50,000 in my first year, not a networker, just that. All right. So in fact, this is ICS. We are happy partnership with Alpha High, and I believe Alpha High, with the knowledge I've heard from Shan, Mr. Shan. In fact, I believe you are going to give us a lot, and this partnership is not going to just be a waste. Sorry for using much more time, but in fact, if you are on this call, be excited because you partner with the giants. Thank you very much, Mr. Ash.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stevenson. For 1 minute, I thought you were going to give a full presentation, but no, brilliant, guys. As you know, there's been a huge partnership here, and a lot of people are benefiting both ways. But the main thing here today, this trading academy, everyone can take advantage of. People are able to get funded accounts, as Mr. Shangama mentioned. This will be available to everyone to be able to qualify for. You should not be able to think that, you know what, if you're going to be part of this platform, you know, will I benefit here or will I benefit there? No, it's available for everyone. Everyone can start in the same place and everyone can get to as high as they want. The only thing is you need to put in the effort. If you're willing to put in the effort, listen, the sky is not even the limit. You're going to go way beyond that. It's all down to you. So we have some phenomenal testimonies here today. I want to give one last one, which I just got mentioned, to call on Mr. Arif. Now, Mr. Arif has been doing incredible as well. I see him here in the Alpha Heights office, even in the ICX office. He's doing some incredible work as well. So let's have Mr. Arif. I know he's going to be breaking his fast very shortly, so I'm going to have a few minutes quickly to have Mr. Arif on the board as well. Mr. Arif, are you there?
Hi there, Mr. Ash. Thank you for having me on. Nice to see everybody on the board. I won't be able to put my camera on because I'm out and about, just getting, as you mentioned, getting ready for the start time. So, yeah, wonderful training session which took place, with Salahuddin. Invaluable and, detailed training, which is, is coming for free. So as you can, it's a lovely platform which we, all can learn from. And that was amazing. It was listening to them, and it's all broadened the mind even further. So amazing that was. As I said, as everyone's been mentioning, we have lots of platforms here that are combined together, and it makes it so powerful. You see, so it's as we always mention on all the Zoom calls, this is growing every time. Yeah. And it's phenomenal, and this is a good opportunity just to be part of, with all the amazing, powerful leaders here as well. And what I'm doing basically is simple. You see, I'll just I've been part of many projects before, okay, but I'll just like to say that this projects that I've been part of before, they're not for everybody. Over here, each and every man and woman can succeed on this one. I can tell you that definitely. Yeah. Everybody on this call can, maximize what's on offer. You see, what I'm doing basically is, I'm just talking to people every day, presenting the opportunity, and that's how you start from the basics, and everything gets into place. So that's my way of dealing with it. You maximize. You speak to everybody, and you have all the support here. So it's a wonderful, Alpha Heights is amazing the way things are linking up. So many other, today hearing from Salahuddin, it was amazing that something which I have never experienced in previous companies. So yeah, so all I would like to say is, guys, yeah, just make the most of it, and nice to see everybody here, and God bless, all the best to everybody.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arif. I know you're probably running to break your fast, but thank you so much for giving your time and being on the call, and some great words from you as well. So, guys, today I just want to say thank you all for joining today's call. I don't want to take too much of your time. I mean, we're running towards our 2 hours of this call, but it was the first. And a huge thank you once again to Mr. Shangama, who's done a phenomenal job to